Hello, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. Woke me up tonight after a big day of conversation and really life lessons, trying to figure out what does it mean to be human, but more importantly, what does it mean to be a man these days? I don't think it differs too much from what it means to be a good human, but it's interesting, like we create headlines in order to create punch and to see where things roll. Like all media is projected at us with big headlines to get our attention, to create emotion, to get you to read their story. And today, Scott McLaughlin and I, we had a conversation, and then the conversation title was "Man Hating Mandate." And Scotty and I have done a lot of research on the numbers of what's actually happening in society, collecting the data around domestic violence, how it happens, why it happens, trying to get a deeper understanding so that we can make better decisions in our lives. I'm going to share a couple of things with you today. Like I've just come off a big conversation, as I do every Monday night, just supporting blokes, just giving them a safe place to actually be, turn up, have a conversation about all things life. And I love that. But I got hit with the question, well, more of a statement today that hurt a little bit and hurt because of what was said, in the aspect of I'm sitting there with Oscar after school. Oscar's my son, someone, the reason why I want to determine what a man is in today's society, how do we become better at it? He goes to me, Dad, he goes, I'm not gay, right? And it actually got me. And it got me because I don't like the fact that he had to say that. I don't like the fact that he had to say it as if he was saying that I'm different. I know that, I get that, but I'm not gay. What are we projecting into him that he needs to say that? And like, he's a young guy that can communicate so damn well. I've done a beautiful podcast with him, Cats in the Cradle, where I sat back and listened to it, trying to put together the title on it. And I tell you what, the communication that he gets into, the depth of conversation and the way in which he can articulate himself, I'm really proud of that. I'm really proud of the man he's becoming. He sits with other men at the dinners that I hold, just so that he could sit there amongst other men and get the life experiences that are out there for him to get. I'm going to share a story of a guy I met yesterday that really, really taught me how much we're evolving as humans, taught me how much we're taking responsibility for who we are. This gentleman was a steel fixer for many, many, many years. He's a married fella and a good fella. But for many years he wasn't. For many years that, he learned that work hard, drink, numb the day, get up and do it tomorrow. With that comes complications, and the projection of that tiredness and the projection of the anger that he grew up with went into his kids. It was funny because he goes, well, I asked him, what do you reckon your greatest achievement is? He goes, losing my anger. Well, wow. I said, how did you feel about that? He goes, well, it was actually my kids that actually pulled me up on it. And they told me how good it was that I did that. And it's something for me that I've sat on for quite some time, right? The evolving human experience, because I think right now we're at probably one of the greatest times in life where we really do have the opportunity to look at things differently, look at what matters. Through our time, we seem to have been, working hard to get the things we need to do. And we've got a younger generation coming through right now that have seen us all work ridiculously hard to achieve these wonderful things. But at what cost? What's been the cost? The lack of connection. I've got my beautiful son that, He's he hangs out with a different crowd at school. He calls it the rainbow crowd. And good on him for hanging out with them. The majority of his friends at school are female because he can communicate. He gets labelled with the tag that he's gay. Not that he cares if he was, but he gets labelled with these tags because he is him. And it's interesting because I would really love for us to focus on what it means to be a man these days. Or maybe we should just be focusing on what it means to be a good human. A gentleman on the weekend, like yesterday, that just opened his heart. And I said to him, what do we need to continue this? I guess safe places for men. We need safe places so we can explore these things, so that we can, learn to do things better. I've recently looked at the stats on violence throughout the world and where Australia sits, especially with men. And we're actually the world leaders in the least amount of domestic violence. We're actually the world's leaders in the drop in homicides. It's fascinating to understand this because what are we really projecting upon one another? And I think for me that right there is the big question. When we're not comfortable being ourselves, we need to get justification for who we are. Today, my son had to justify to me that he wasn't gay. That hurt. That hurt. That's what he had to do. I have complete and utter acceptance of him as a person, as a human, as an amazing person learning their way through life. He's a good young boy becoming an amazing man. I'm proud to be a man. I'm proud to walk this journey with other men. I know so many good men. I wish we would tell each other. I wish we would share the fact that, recently I've learned to love men and to actually express that to other guys that I do love you. It takes time to earn that love. It takes time to spend time. It takes time to understand how you connect and work together. I'm the luckiest man in the world these days. We've got quite a few men that I happily tell that I love. Love you, Paul. Love you, Daryl. But I had to learn that. I think as men, we're doing an amazing job of learning the impact that we've had upon other people. I think we're learning. I think COVID gave us one of the greatest opportunities to be fathers. I saw so many men step into fatherhood that just really embraced it and loved it. And we're learning what's important. We're learning how to make these things happen. But like anything, when you learn to do something, you stumble. When we learn to walk, think about that. When you see a baby or someone toddler trying to walk, they fall over a lot, but eventually they get it. I'm hoping that's where we're at with humanity. I'm hoping that's where we're at. The fact that we've fallen over enough in life that we're going to take the opportunity to take the lessons of the pain. Abundance has taught us, that we've got everything in front of us, but are we really looking after one another? I've really struggled with the domestic violence marches and the narrative behind it. Because my thing that I always ask is why. Well, what is it? What are we projecting here? What is it we need to understand? What do we need to do to support each other? Very much about humans rather than. I don't believe violence is a gender issue. I fully believe that it's a human issue, and we need to deal with it as humans, support each other through it. What are we doing? I was having a conversation with an amazing human today who cooks for NDIS clients, and talking about the cost of eating properly. Just the cost to eat proper food. It's extraordinary. We're not focused on the things that are important. If we really are caring about looking after each other and reducing suicide, reducing domestic violence, then we need to put things in a place that actually support the well-being of us, of each other. What is that? What is that? I don't know, but I want to find out. I want to try and make food more affordable. I want to stop projecting our pain upon one another when we're seeking to understand ourselves. I want to create a world where my son's okay to just be a man, even though he chases rainbows and unicorns and his dad paints his nails. You know? I was hoping to get more people to talk today. I was hoping to get more opportunities around having a conversation around, the anti-men campaign at the minute. And there's a reason for it. I don't have that reason, but all I know is most people I know good men, and they need to know it. Learning to love ourselves and each other to create compassion is where it starts. I 100% agree, Michelle. Like understanding self and what we project upon others is probably the most powerful thing we can learn. Because when we understand the impact we have on other people, then we can understand how to negate that a bit better, how to project better. But it all starts with self. So, Brian, hey, how are you? Yes, let's catch up. I help men and women achieve their best health physically, and it's such an important thing to have physical health. Like for myself, Brian, I support men, and of recent times, I also actually, believe it or not, I work with women in my private work, more so than men, which is interesting. We'll get into that another day. However, December this year, I became crook and I stopped training. And I haven't been able to cope with things as much as I have in normal years. I've taken it really slowly this year, stepping back up to even getting back on camera, just due to the fact that I'm not fit. I can't carry the load that I normally carry. So then, therefore, my energy is low and then I project low energy. That's been a real big one for me today. So my physical fitness will actually contribute my mental fitness to actually how strong I am. So thank you. I love this. I'm not a man. I'm a girl. Do you know what? Yes, you are. And I think it's I'm going to go back to a conversation I had quite a few years ago, and it was actually at a school that Oscar used to attend, and we were talking about where things are at, and I was putting in some things to help support the men through COVID, and it got shut down. And I was speaking to one of the dads. He goes, "Oh, it's a bit of a shame." Well, I said, "Possibly." I said, "But what's a bigger shame is the fact that when you push our boys down, when you do that, it actually takes away from our women. It actually takes away from their opportunities, because we're trying to teach people to work together, trying to teach people to build together. No one person is more important than another. Equality doesn't mean equal ability. It means equal opportunity. We all have strengths in different ways." Just going to grab this, I'll keep popping them up. People are here, I'll keep talking. So, helping people to afford good quality organic food, also educating people how to prepare healthy meals, is very close to your heart. I really appreciate that, Brian, because food is medicine. How we eat is how we get through things. Like the amount of times, I think Dr. John Tickell has talked about it for years. Actually, I've got something here. I love it. Stress and success in the 90s. What an amazing opportunity. Dr. John's work. Okay, the 8-volume, you'll love this, the 8-volume video program. Rate your personality to succeed. The warning signs: laughter, sex, vegetables, and fish. Self-management, activity, the 1% rule. Self-management skills, the 2/3 and 1/3 secret of physical and mental power. Eating your way to success. Discussion, questions, and answers. Self-management skills. Learn to love pressure. Using the pressure cooker. Escaping relaxation and sleep. Slowing the aging process. Back pain, no pain. AIDS, smoking, the power index. This stuff's not new. We've known about how to look after one another for a long time. It just takes courage to implement it. It takes effort. These days we're looking out there instead of looking in here. Anyway, I popped up, probably way too long, but I appreciate people just popping up and having a bit of a, how you doing? But I think it's important. I think it's really important. I'm worried. I am. I'm worried for our men. I'm worried for our planet. I'm worried for the human experience. I'm worried about what AI is going to bring into us. Throughout the, I think it's 8,000 years old. There's a writing, I can't remember where it was, and it was talking about the next generation. 8,000 years ago, they were talking about the next generation coming through and complaining that I didn't understand. I'm a little bit different. I'm excited about what these new bunch of kids and what they're going to be bringing through, because they're going to be, it's going to be amazing what they can actually do. What are we going to be able to achieve with freedom of thought and going into our hearts and thinking about the important things? I'm excited about it. Anyway, popped up just to share some concerns, share a bit of my heart. I love the men in my life. I'm so grateful for them. Every single one of them is really working hard to do well. Thank you, guys. All right, I'll speak soon. Now, where's that button?